So today I will be playing with the new core line extension brushes from BK Beauty. I got them right here. I separated them from my other ones so that we can keep an eye on the new ones and show you how I'm going to use each and every one of this. Thank you so much to Lisa and the BK Beauty team for sending me all these brushes. I really appreciate it. I did not purchase this. This was sent to me. However, my opinion is my own and I'm going to let you know what I think about them. This BK Beauty brushes comes with 9 brushes total, and she has a nice pamphlet here that names all the brushes. We have 5 face brushes and we have 4 detailed eye brushes, and the difference is that they are smaller. They are different brushes as well, and they are a little bit smaller in size, and you'll see that throughout the video. So this retails for $269 Canadian on sale from original price $317. So let's get started. So this is the whole collection right here, and I will show you how I'm going to use all of this. For primer, we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I love this primer so much. That's all I use. And I'm going to go in with the BK Beauty 109 brush. Now, this brush is a smaller version of the BK Beauty 101 brush. Everybody knows that. This is a foundation brush, and you can see how different they are. And this also is very similar to my Co Beauty brush. You can see why I love this so much, because it's small, same size, and it's angled and fluffy. So I'm gonna try use this right now for primer, and I'm not gonna use this for foundation, because for foundation I still like to stick with my 101 brush, which is the bigger one. But I'm going to show you this one. This is so versatile. This brush is probably going to be a new favorite in the BK Beauty collection brushes, because I will use it in 2 other ways. I'll show you. I love this brush. So this 109 brush is a mini contoured foundation. However, you can use it for anything, not just foundation. And I'm going to go in with my NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Yukon. So for this, I'm going to use my 101 brush. This is from her other collection. And we're going to apply the foundation with this. Okay, so now I'm going to go into my concealer. This is the Fenty Beauty Born This Way. It's their new concealer, just to highlight this area up. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next brush. And this is the 113 brush right here. The 113, it's a small flat powder brush. And this is, don't really have a similar brush to compare it with from her other collection. So this looks pretty new. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my Pat McGrath Under Eye Setting Powder. And I'm just going to use this all over the eyelids. So this is a perfect brush to fit on the eyelids, as you can see. I love this brush. This is what I'm going to be using this one for. It's a perfect size of a brush to apply powder all over your eyelid. And you can also use it very similarly to apply powder underneath here. A wonderful brush to use that way. You can also use this if you want to apply highlighter, but this is how I recommend using this brush. So this is a small flat powder brush. Okay, so let's move on to bronzer. So I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Amber Suede, and we're just gonna, now this is where the other brush will come into effect again. I'm so excited to show you. So I'm gonna go back into that 109 brush. This brush is perfect for this. So to apply any type of cream bronzer, it just fits so nicely in your cheekbone. It's the perfect size so that you don't overdo your bronzer this way. And it's just perfect to use it on your forehead, temples, and soft and strong enough so that it doesn't lift up your foundation and blends the product just perfectly into the skin. Wow, look at that. So that just blended beautifully with this brush, and it didn't lift up the foundation. So that's another way you can use this 109 brush. So you can see that's already a favorite because it has so many purposes. Now for powder bronzer, I'm going to use the LYS powder bronzer in the shade Motivate Light. And I think I'm going to go with the brush 111. And this is the perfect name. It's called a dense bronzer brush. So this is a very similar brush. This is what the product looks like. You can see it's very flat and dense and thick. It looks very similar to maybe, it's like a middle one between the 103 and 107. So the 103 is this one, which is more fluffy and big. The 107 is smaller, but it does have a small angle. So this is, you can see the sizes. This is the new brush right here, the 111, and that's what it looks like. So it's more pinched here and it has this very dense compared to this is more soft, and you can perfectly use this to bronze because it fits perfectly in here. And I love that it's smaller, it's perfect. This sometimes I use to bronze my forehead, but I think this is the perfect size. I'm still gonna love this one. I love them all, but I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna use the 111. So I'm gonna dip into the bronzer and just sculpt the cheek right here and put it on top of where I put that cream bronzer, because I like to set my cream bronzers with powder bronzer. Oh, this is perfect size. You can see how easy it is to apply. Being smaller is very nice and light in your hand, and it's very easy to control. This is probably my new powder bronzer favorite brush. It's very soft, but it has a perfect density to it to let you apply the powder evenly, distribute it evenly on the face. Look at that. What do you guys think? That looks beautiful. Look how nice. I love this brush. This is the 111. For blush, I'm going to use my Patrick Ta Duo Blush in the shade She's Blushing. So I'm going to go in with a powder first. And I think for that, maybe I will try use the same 111 brush. Let's try. Why not? Right? And apply a little bit of blush. Wow, this is wonderful. So you can use it for blush and bronzer. Again, powdered, not cream. Very easy to apply blush with this. I like to apply sometimes blush with 104 from BK Beauty, which is this fluffy, more of a pointy brush. But this is also perfect for applying blush. Now let's move on to a cream blush. So for a cream blush, we're going to go in the same Patrick Ta and use the cream version. And I'm going to go into the BK Beauty 109 brush. So you can see this is the third time I'm using this mini flat brush, and I like to dip into the product. Let's make sure we don't grab too much so we don't look too blushy. And then I just apply on the high points of the cheeks right here. You can use this in just so many ways. Now let's move on to a little bit of a highlighter, and I'm gonna use the Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo. I'm just gonna use the highlighter in this one. It's so pretty, and I think I'm gonna go with the brush 112. And this is just different than what I've seen in her other collection. So it's more of a fan brush. It's less thick here. It's very thin and it has an angle. So I'm thinking that this part right here will be perfect to apply highlighter. So let's check it out and see. Oh yeah, this is a perfect brush, but she named this brush 112 small angled face brush. So I guess you can just use it for whatever you desire. But I think that this is perfect brush to apply highlighter. Like look how nice it just fits right here on top of the cheekbone, and it allows you to also blend it nicely. So you can see how nice this looks. This brush is perfect for a highlighter. So I think you can use this for cream and for powder. You can't go wrong with this. So that's how I recommend using the 112 brush. I thought that I wouldn't have a spot for this brush in my collection. I didn't know how I can use this, but this is perfect for highlighting. Okay, so let's move on. We finished with the face and we used all 5 brushes. I'm gonna use this for powder. So I'm gonna use my GIVENCY Prisme Libre powder and I'm gonna swirl this in here and just apply all this powder here. I like to apply it in this area, in the T-zone area the most. Wow, this is a perfect. This is the 110 brush. Look how nice. I used to use the GIVENCY pillow thing that it comes with, but from now on I'm going to be using this. Let's move on to, we have 4 brushes, which are very nice detailed eye brushes that you need in your collection. I think that this eye brushes, I recommend probably this set compared to the other set for a beginner. So if you're a beginner, this is kind of all what you need. And I'm gonna go with the Natasha Denona Ayana palette. And I'm going to start with 212 brush, very similar to the 201 brush. So you can see the only difference is that the size. So you can see the size is smaller and it's more pinched here at the top than the original one, than the 201 one. So that's the only difference. But both of this I like to use for transition. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here and just apply this above the crease. The bristles are so soft and so easy to glide all over the eyelid. It's just a pleasure to work with these brushes. This brush seems a little bit more softer than the other one, but it's in a good way. It feels like it applies the transition so much more smoother and more distributed all over the lid. Now I'm gonna use the next brush, and this is the 211 brush. The 211 brush is considered a detailed blender brush. So this is much smaller than the 212 in size, in the fluffiness right here in the top part. So it's more detailed. Therefore, this is perfect to use for the crease. So now I'm gonna go into this. So this middle shade came out, the magnet came out, but I'm gonna go into this darker shade right here and apply this in the crease. Ooh, this is so detailed. It fits right there. Let me zoom you in a bit more so you guys can see. That looks so just perfect. It fits perfectly in the crease here. Now let's move on to the next brush. So the next brush is the 209 brush, and this is a mini shader brush. So the top one is more flat and dense and hard. I'm gonna go in with this really dark shade, and this 209 brush is just perfect to just apply it right here in the outer corner. So this is how I'm thinking of using this, just to darken this area up. So now I can go in with this big fluffy brush, which is the 212 brush, the medium blender brush, and just try to blend this in the outer corner here. So pretty, very easy to blend. I'm loving this collection. This is just, you know, like I said, if you are new to makeup and you need brushes and you just don't know what type of eye brushes to invest in, this collection right here for eye brushes, it's all you need. And same for face brushes. That's all you need, so that it's not as confusing. I believe that the other set, the first set she came out with, which I love, is a little bit more confusing for someone who is just starting to play with makeup. However, this set is probably pretty amazing for someone who is starting and someone who already knows how to play with makeup. So you can target both of those audiences, I think. Now I'm gonna use my finger for the next two parts. I'm gonna go into this shimmer in the middle and this in the inner corner, and then I will show you how I'm going to use the last brush. And now let's move on to the last brush, which is the 210 brush. The 210 brush, it's a mini pencil brush, and I love pencil brushes. I have the 207 brush, which is not really a pencil brush, but you can see that it's a little bit more rounded. The pencil brush has a little bit more of a pointy tip. And with this pencil brush, I'm going to go into the darkest shade right here and just apply it underneath the lash line. I'm so excited to have a pencil brush because you can just get in really close to the lash line and create that nice detailed smoky effect. I'm quickly going to go and apply mascara, and I will be right back with final thoughts on this collection. Okay, so my mascara is applied. I've used my Essence mascara, and for my lips, I've used my BK Beauty lip liner in the shade Sweet Pea, and lipstick is in the shade Inner Beauty. So I will swatch this for you guys so you see. This is the lip liner and the lipstick. I think they're just so creamy and beautiful. Now let's get back to the actual brushes. So let's start with the face brushes. So we have a set of 5. You can buy this only in a bundle at the moment, and this as well, or you can get them all together. They are not selling this individually yet till next year, I believe. But I will make sure to link Lisa's videos down below. She has 2 videos on this collection. Let's start with this 109 brush. This is probably one of my favorite again, and only because you can use it in 3 different ways. You can use it to apply your primer. You can use it for foundation because that's the name of it. However, I prefer the 101 for foundation. And you can use this for cream bronzer and cream blush in so many ways. So this is a winner already. Now, 110, I'm definitely going to use this a lot for powdering my eyelids and my T-zone. It's perfect. It fits perfectly for that. And for the underneath the eye area, I just love this perfect density, shape, and size. The 111, this is again a multi-brush. You can use this the way I've used it for powder bronzer, and you can also use this for powder blush. That's the way I've used it, and I think that it blends them perfectly. The 112, I love this brush. I thought that I will not love this brush as much as I do because you can use this to apply highlighter, cream, or powder, and you can also use this to remove any type of fallout that you have on your cheek or underneath your eye. Perfect brush for that. And the 113 brush, the 113 brush, again, this is a powder brush that you can, it fits perfectly on the eyelids to apply powder. The 110, it says that you can use this for concealer, so you can apply your concealer with this. I actually loved applying both of this. They're perfect for applying powder. So I love that the 110 you can also use for a concealer. That's actually good because you can fit right underneath here. I find it a little bit too big for me to apply it as a concealer. It is very similar to the 108, you can see, but the 108, it looks thinner, this looks thicker, but this looks thinner at the top and this is thicker there. So this probably I would just use myself to apply powder. Same with this one. I really love applying powder with this one all over the face. But again, you can't go wrong either way. It's just an idea on how you can use them. Now let's move on to the eye brushes. The eye brushes, I think that this is what you need in your collection, whether you're a beginner or not. Very straightforward, very easy to use. 212 brush is just so perfect to apply that transition shade. It fits the eyelid wonderfully and you can finish that transition very fast because of how the size of the brush and the thickness. Moving on to 211 is just perfect to fit in your crease and blend your crease without any patchiness. I just love how this fits in the crease. And I'm excited to have the 209 brush because this is perfect to apply dark shade in the outer corner. The outer corner is just so small, and having such a nice small detailed flat brush is just perfect not to overdo it. And of course, my new favorite too is the 210 pencil brush. I don't have a pencil brush, I think, in my collection from BK Beauty. Anyways, I love this pencil brush. This is just perfect for the under eye area right here and to create a nice detailed work. Thank you to Lisa and BK Beauty. I love all my BK Beauty brushes. I use them daily. I recommend them. And I'm gonna have the link of these brushes down below. If I have a code with them, I don't remember, but if I do, I'm gonna have everything down in the description box. So make sure you check that out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.